Hey y'all, I'm Karyn.
And I'm Mingo.
And this is the Mingo and Karyn Show. Whoop, yay. Whoop. And so we are excited to be here with you today. And just to give you a little bit of background about who we are, we have been married for 27 years. And we have 4 adult children and a granddaughter. And we just wanted to, we started a podcast a couple of years ago and just wanted to tell people things that no one ever told us about how to navigate through life and through relationships, and just give you advice based on, our experiences, and hopes that it'll in hopes that it would could help guide you through your life, and maybe you won't have to endure some of the hardships sometimes that we endure. So today what we want to talk to you about is something that's extremely important to us, and we are literally living this now. And so we want to talk to you and tell you that no matter what, you keep dreaming. Remember your dreams. Your dreams are not faint thoughts that are, coming and going. It really is inside of you. It's something that you were called to do, something that you have to believe in. And we actually, thinking back on it, Mingo, back when Carrington was about 2 or 3, we kind of knew this was what we wanted to do. So think about, she was a baby or a toddler then, and now she's graduated from college, and here we are talking to you all like we didn't give up no matter what was going on in our lives, but we just want to tell you to keep dreaming.
And sometimes when you are a dreamer, it would help if you could be around other dreamers.
That's
people
true.
Who know how to encourage dreams, because you should never forget your dream. Because if your dream is in you, you may have 30 different versions of it, but it's still kind of the same dream. And a dream is really just a roadway to reality. Because as you set on your path of your dream, like you said, you're talking about us and talking about relationships, and you're talking about over 22 years ago. We may have veered off that path from time to time due to life, but we never forgot the dream. We stayed on the path, we stayed focused, and we just kept believing and kept putting one foot in front of the other.
And also even with our upcoming book,
shameless plug.
We started writing down things about our experiences as early as in our 20s, and so because we wanted to be able to remember what those experiences were like. I don't know how we knew that someday we would be on this path to being able to have a show where we're able to talk to you all, but somehow I think instinctively we knew it, and we never gave up on that dream. Like Mingo said, no matter how hard it got, because we hit some hard times, y'all. It was no joke. It wasn't anything to play with. Like, we had to really go dig deep and navigate through and resurrect our dreams to a certain extent, because sometimes when life is heavy on you and it's bombarding you, it can get to the point where you can't be conscious of your dream. Your dream is not the priority right at that moment. And sometimes that can be, that can be hard.
And you think about this, dreams don't cost you anything.
They don't.
But reality can cost you everything. Ooh. So when you're talking about a dream, you got to format it, you got to shape it, you have to think through it. Sometimes you have to research it. And then sometimes dreams just fall right in your lap. As far as the execution of it. And then, because I'm just a dreamer by nature. Karyn is a dreamer by nature. We taught our children to be dreamers by nature. We'll teach that same thing to our granddaughter, because dreams can be manifested, but you got to believe.
That's right.
You got to have believers around you.
That's true.
And then you keep walking. People who are doing extraordinary things in life today were dreamers at some point. In the beginning, they dreamed about, one day I'll have this, I'll stay there, I'll do that. They had to dream that, whether it came to them in just daydreaming, whether they were in like sleep dreaming. But at some point, it just got into their mind. And then once it gets in your mind and it seeps in your soul, 22 years later, we're doing it.
And I think when you're talking really about believing, I think sometimes in our hardest times, babe, I would say, when you don't even have a dime to be down to your last dime on, and you don't have anything, you just, and there's nothing you can do to fix the situation around you, I would just say to Mingo, hey, let's dream. Let's just dream about one of these days what kind of house we're going to have, and not always dreaming about things where it has a future tense, because if you always keep what you want in the future, you're not going to achieve it. You want to believe for it. That's big. You want to believe for it today. Now, it may be days, it may be years, it may be however long, but if you keep walking and you keep believing that today is the day, as long as you wake up as long as you got a chance to wake up this morning and you got a chance to breathe and you got a chance to think, that means you have a chance for your dreams to come true today. So you have to believe in that right now. You can't give up on yourself. You can't give up on your dream. And you have to drown out the people who don't advocate for what you want to do. I'm not talking about constructive people.
Yeah.
You know, people who may have something good
those
to tell you in your life. But I'm talking
doubters.
about those doubters, those negative people. You got to be able to remove that because they start to affect your belief.
Because when you're dreaming, you need a foundation of people that believe what you're telling them without seeing it.
Yes.
And when you're talking about that kind of group of people, you know those people, and you know what people are not like that.
Yeah.
You know it, and it's okay. It's okay because one thing about a naysayer, they may nag and disbelieve the whole way, but the day the dream hit, they the first one to say, I believe.
I believe.
But you have to believe no matter what.
That's right.
I mean, no matter what you have to believe. You have to say, you know what? I hear what they're saying. I know that nobody's ever done this like this before. Like the Mingo and Karyn Show. This show had to come about now because I'm Mingo and she's Karyn.
Yep.
How can it be the Mingo and Karyn Show done by Bill and Susie? It has to be Mingo and Karyn.
Yes.
So when you're going through those steps of believing no matter what, that's that unconditional belief. Now, I'm not saying you believe to a place where it puts you in a bad place or puts you in some kind of harm's way.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it doesn't cost to believe. If you're in a place where you're too afraid to believe because of what people have beaten you down, and just taking your strength away from you.
Yeah.
All of us have been there.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're at that place, that's when you get around other believers that say, hey, Karyn, you can do this. You might be the first. Oprah was an absolute believer no matter what.
Absolutely.
Look at her today, and I'm not talking about finances.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the lives she's touched.
Absolutely.
And when you start looking at those kind of things and you saying, hey, I possess that too, but I can do it in my own way.
Yeah. And I think that also it's imperative that you know for sure within yourself. Yeah. You know, I can't rely on Mingo for Karyn's dreams. He can't rely on me for his dreams. Now, we can bounce things off of one another. We can talk about things, but what was put into me at birth is what's put into me. Yeah. Like, I love to like color and draw and do things like that, right? That's not Mingo's thing. He ain't trying to do that.
No, I'm good.
Right. But if it's some way that I need to express myself creatively and that's not his thing, that's why I'm saying you have to believe in that no matter what within yourself. That's what's important. What's in you. What's in you is enough. Yeah. What's in you is powerful enough. What's in you is capable enough to have and be everything that you want to be. And that's why you can't let your dream die. Even if it's just a little bit of spark. A little bit of spark. Remember that it only takes a spark to make a fire.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because if your belief is as strong as I think it is, a spark can turn into a wildfire. A wildfire can change the landscape of everything.
Wow.
It clears the path for you to be able to see your way to your dream. Because a lot of times we put obstacles in front of us. We put doubt. We put lack of self-esteem. If the dream was put in you, it is meant to come out of you.
Ooh,
you have to share it. Yes. If you don't share the dream, we will never know. Think about all the inventors that came before us and movie makers and people who wrote books and people who've done great speeches and great teachers, great friends. Yeah. All of those people were dreamers at some point, but they believe no matter what. I'm going to believe no matter what. I'm one of those people. I'm with you till the wheels fall off.
Well, yeah, we hit them.
Yeah. I'm just.
Sometimes we had one wheel. We weren't rolling nowhere. We was just sitting, but we had a wheel.
And if we ain't had a wheel, we had some rims. We come down the street sparks. You know what I'm saying?
And if we ain't had that, at least we had a whole car.
So when you start believing no matter what, you have to keep going.
Yes.
I don't care if you just got to keep going. I mean, I don't even know no other way than to express. If you don't keep going, then the world is not privileged with what you have to give.
Wow.
You have to keep going.
You got to keep going.
We will keep going. Whether it's one viewer or 100 million viewers, we will keep going.
You got to speak 100 million?
We will keep going. You know, because this kind of thing gets me hyped because I know the world is made up of a bunch of dreamers. Yeah. And when you have dreams, it doesn't matter what you wake up and do from 9 to 5 every day. Yeah. Or if you work from the late shift or you work the weekend, it doesn't matter. You have dreams in you. You have talents in you.
Yes.
You should express those talents. You should share those talents.
Yes.
You'll be surprised. It's like fishing. You cast that line in hopes of catching something. You don't know how large that fish is going to be, but you know if you needed to eat, you at least got one fish.
Well, and then farmers sow seed.
Yeah.
In believing that they're going to harvest the crop. And so you got to, all right, so I got a word for y'all. A thought that just came to mind. And not a word, you know what I'm saying, word. I'm saying words of encouragement. Each of us were born with a seed.
Yes.
That seed is your dream.
Okay.
If you just allow the seed to sit there and you don't nurture it, you don't water it, and you don't pay it any attention, it remains a seed.
Fix it.
I need for you to go and find what your dream is.
Yeah.
I need for you to figure out where the seed is.
Okay.
I need for you to get some new soil around it.
All right.
Well, get a pot first. Get you a pot.
Give him a field. Let it be big. Give him a field.
Okay, we're going to give him a field.
Yeah, we're going to make him a farmer.
We're going to give you a harvest, a crop.
Okay. All right.
Get your seeds together. First of all, get your land right. Put your seeds there.
Yeah.
Water your seeds and watch your seeds grow. You got to believe that it's going to happen for you. You got to believe. And sometimes when you look out, so say you're looking at your field, and they're predicting a drought. Remember, the people that are predicting the drought may be the naysayers because you got enough belief in yourself and enough belief in what it is that you know that you want to harvest that you ain't worrying about what they say.
I just got a name for what you just said.
What?
Sowing season.
Huh.
You got to sow. You talking about sowing. And then after you sow and it come back time, you reap and you harvest. I'm just trying to tell you, but think if you never planted that seed.
Yep.
If you never plant that seed, I am going to tell you a fact. Now, you heard it from me first.
Okay.
If you never plant a seed, nothing would never grow.
And you said that. And let me add more to what you said.
Okay.
That harvest is not just meant for you.
Exactly.
That harvest is meant for you to spread whatever it is your dream is, whatever it is your talent is, whatever it is that you have in yourself, you're supposed to share that with others. Yep. You're supposed to make a magnificent impact and be the person that you were called to be. It's important that you do that.
Absolutely.
It's important that you make sure that you are nurturing yourself and that you're keeping yourself focused. You got to stay focused on the end result. See, what happens is if you focus on the end, right? If you focused on, I'm going to have a harvest, like we knew we would have a Mingo and Karyn show. Yeah. A path creates itself and you just navigate it as long as you surrender to it.
You starting a dream coalition up in here.
Y'all better
Do you want to join? Membership free.
It's free. It is free. All you got to do is believe.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it don't cost a thing till it hits reality.
Yeah. And then also, I think you got to kind of almost be, in a radical sense. I don't mean like, just go crazy on people, radical. But I'm saying like not in, don't subject yourself only to a conventional life. You can have both. Like say for some people who we're entrepreneurs, right? So we're always taking chances. But for that person that's working a job and you need that stability, we got you too.
But you can dream.
You can still dream and you can still do your dream.
You can sit at your desk. You can be in your car and just take a few minutes.
Yep.
If there are 24 hours in a day, give yourself 5 minutes to dream of something that you want.
That's
just
good.
5 minutes out of 24-hour day. And then as you begin to dream more, I'm sure your actions will become more. Then that thing will flip. And then next thing you know, you live in your dream.
Yes.
And they say find something you love and never work another day in your life.
And this is what we love.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's what we're working towards.
But something that you said that Deion Sanders said, shout out to HBCU, shout out to JSU.
What's up, Deion?
Hey, Alabama State University. Yeah. We had to say that, Deion. We can't give JSU all the credit, but whatever. But something that Mingo said that Deion Sanders said I thought was really profound is in writing things down. Yeah. And we've always written things, we've written like we'll write every year or every 6 months what we hope to accomplish within, by a certain time frame. But I don't know from what Mingo was sharing with me, it just hit me differently this time. It hit me differently that, what we put down and how we feel about what we put down. Because see, sometimes I believe that I would just write it down in hopes that it would come, not in belief. Did y'all catch that? In hopes. You can hope that something is going to come. Yeah. And that's like this hollow, for me, it's like this hollow thing where it's like, well, I just hope it happens. Yeah. Whereas belief is like, oh, it's going to happen.
See, the way we look at it is when you write it down, you writing a contract. You ain't just writing to be writing. You writing down saying, I want this, and this to happen. Now, if you don't do your part based on the contract you made with yourself, at the end of that 6 months or a year, you need to look at yourself.
Yeah. That's to me what that I think for me, and hope is a good thing, but I believe to me, hope was more about hope for me. The root of that was inaction. Yeah. So it was that, I just hope this happens. Whereas belief is an action. Yeah, it is. A belief is an action because your thought is carried to that dream in order for it to come true.
I understand. I understand where you're coming from, because when you have a dream in you, sometimes it's hard to articulate.
Yeah. Oh man.
What you're trying to say. Man. That's why you write it down to make a contract with yourself. Yes. Because you have to get your thoughts together.
That's right.
When you put it on paper, you might say, "Nah, I know what I was thinking, but what I'm looking at ain't exactly." So let me modify it a little bit and make this contract with myself. Right. Because you gotta keep going. Yeah. You gotta keep going. Yeah. You gotta keep going. Don't look up 5 years later and say, I could have had a talk show. Yep. I could have had a book. I could have had this degree. I could, whatever it is, it could be the smallest thing. But if you don't believe it, I mean, you have to believe it. Baby. I believe with every fabric of me that one day our show will be worldwide. Yes. I believe that with every fabric. And we're going to touch
so many lives.
So many lives. So many different people, people in walks of life.
Yes, can benefit from this too.
And I want to be a benefit to others as well as you all being a benefit to us.
Absolutely.
Send comments, send requests for questions or anything. Because we answer questions for people all the time.
Yeah, we do. And so, we want to encourage you today that if we could do it, y'all, look at this. Yeah. Like if Mingo and Karyn, little old bitty Karyn from Alabama, little old bitty Mingo from Georgia, can be sitting here talking to you, and always remember too, you got to do things in order to make your dreams come true. You do. We had to have a sign, we had to have lighting, we had to have, so I mean, you have to do the things. They don't just fall out the sky either. But we want you to keep dreaming. Yeah. And we want you to know that whatever it is that you want to have, that you can have it. That you don't, please remember your dream. Yes. And when you remember what that dream is, I need you to move forward with never giving up on that dream and never forgetting what it is that you are called to do, what it is that you want to do, and that you have to believe in it no matter what. It doesn't matter the circumstances. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. As long as you believe, that is your motivation for you to keep going. Yeah. It is your motivation for you to keep going and to bring to us what was put into you to share with this world. Absolutely. You're here for a reason. And and I feel like today it was meant for us to do this topic because it's some people out there. Yes. And I know that you needed this because we've had times when we needed something and we were presented with something where somebody was able to help us in being motivational to us. So we want to do the same for you. And we just appreciate you all watching our show. And we want to tell you that we want you to keep dreaming. And we're excited for you to share your dreams with us. And we wish you happy relationship building.
Happy relationship building.